Hey everyone, Eric here, and welcome to another episode of Lead, Sell, Grow the Human Experience podcast. If you're not in our Facebook group yet, get over there, go join it. Today is a solo conversation. It's just me chatting with you wherever you are. I hope you're having a great day. Put a smile on your face. Find something to be grateful for. It's going to go such a long way. All right, today I want to talk to you guys about the 5 mistakes that sales professionals make in their career. And these aren't necessarily, in any kind of order. I'm not saying that number 1 is actually the biggest mistake that they make, but I want to bring this to your attention because as I coach sales professionals, these keep popping up. So here we go. The first one that I came up with is sales professionals confuse commonality and rapport. So I've been taught this, right? Hey, you walk into your potential client's office. First thing you do is look for things that you guys have in common, right? Check out their LinkedIn. If you guys went to the same school, great. You got that in common. Awesome. And so we come in and we start, I noticed that you were in France. Well, I've been to France and I noticed you're a fisherman and I like to fish, right? That doesn't work for selling. And here's that doesn't work to build rapport. It does work to build commonality, but commonality is not going to help you get the sale. You want to get to the rapport stage, right? You want to build rapport, not commonality. So rapport is going to come from them knowing, liking, and trusting you, right? Not because of the things you have in common, but because of how you can help them solve a problem. And I always like to look at doctors and lawyers, for example. When you go into a doctor's or an attorney's office, they don't have small talk, not too much, right? They're not trying to find things in common with you, and you are the client. Think about that. You are their client. We've been conditioned that we're a patient, we're not a client. You're a client. When you show up to a doctor's office, they get paid for your visit. But they know that you have a problem. You're there because you have a problem, and they're the expert to help you find that problem. And you like your doctor when they can help you fix a problem, not when they go fishing in the same lake that you go fishing in, right? So that's what I want you to get to. If you're having a tough time really connecting with people, but you think you're connecting with them, you become very friendly. Through commonality, you can become friendly. I'm not saying they're going to dislike you. I'm saying they're going to start liking you because you've had something in common, but that they're not necessarily going to tie that into I need to buy their products or services. And so I would keep the conversations about things you have in common to when they ask you about it, but also guide them into the lane of where you're the expert in whatever you guys are meeting about. So if you are a financial advisor, you want to stick to that. You want to stick to that lane. You want to find out from them what are their goals, what they want to do, what challenges are they having, what have they tried, what worked, what didn't work, and help guide them down that path. Once you get them clear where they weren't clear before, once you solve a problem for them that they couldn't solve for themselves, they're going to like you more, and that's going to build rapport. When you help them fix a problem, not when you convince them that you guys do similar things. So watch it. It's very subtle, but watch the conditioning of always trying to find something in common and thinking you're connecting because you may not really be connecting in the right way. At the end of the day, we want to get them to a sale. And if they become a friend, great. We want to get them to a sale. All right. The second mistake, and I got some notes here, I'm cheating a little bit, but I wanted to think through what I want to talk about today. The second mistake sales professionals make is that they sell to every person the same exact way. And so I got these birds behind me. I don't know if you're listening, you probably don't see them, but recently I got certified in DISC. I've been certified in DISC, but this is slightly different. This is Take Flight with DISC. And the 4 different styles are the eagle, the parrot, the dove, and owl. And pretty much if you don't understand how the eagle buys and sell to the eagle the way an owl would buy, which are completely different ways of ways they make decisions and they buy products and services. If you as a seller don't understand how they make their decisions based on their personalities, they don't even know they make their decisions that way. It's just ingrained in them. And you try to sell to an owl the way you should be selling to an eagle, you're probably not going to get the deal. So we have to really get into understanding our clients' personality styles, how they make their buying decisions naturally. Like eagles, for example, don't need detail. They just want to understand big level, high level overview. What's the ROI? How much are they going to, what are they paying? What are they getting for it? What's the ROI? Is it worth it? Done. They're making a decision very quickly. An owl, however, wants to know all the details. What are they getting? What's the ROI? How you're going to do it, step by step. They want reviews. They want comparisons. They want spreadsheets, right? So you show up with spreadsheets and 10-page proposals to an eagle, they're going to get offended, not read it, and you'll never hear from them again. However, you show up with 1 page to an owl, they're going to get offended, think you're lazy, and never talk to you again either. So you really got to understand who you're selling to, and then be a chameleon and adjust your selling style to their buying style. The third mistake people make is they don't have a weekly plan. And I was talking to a buddy of mine 2 weeks ago, and he has a tough time kind of being productive. So I asked him, I said, well, what's your plan for the day? He's like, I don't really have one. I said, well, not having a plan for the day or the week is the same as going to a restaurant, but leaving the house before you figure out where you're going, right? Like I know sometimes I need something at the mall. And unless I know I'm going there specifically for a pair of jeans, I can go to the mall, browse 10 stores and not buy one thing because I didn't really know why I was going there. Similar to going to a restaurant, like I was talking to my buddy. I'm like, do you ever leave the house without knowing which restaurant you're going to go to once you figured out you're going to dinner? He's like, actually, yeah, we do that sometimes. I said, okay. That totally caught me by surprise, by the way. I didn't expect it. I said, all right. And how is that experience versus the ones where you know which restaurant you're going to? He's like, honestly, it's frustrating. My wife's yelling at me. We're all hungry. We left the house and can't figure out where to go. And so having a weekly plan puts you in a driver's seat. It puts you in your driver's seat. You create the plan. There's no right or wrong plan. I think there's better plans and worse plans, but having a weekly plan is a key to your success because you're setting the intention. Your subconscious mind is getting a GPS signal. It's similar to like if you've been driving to the same work and back home, same route for years. Sometimes you just show up at work, like you remember getting in a car, you show up at work, you don't remember the drive. The subconscious mind just takes you there. It knows where you're going. It's driving you safely. It's been programmed to do that. Having a weekly plan, especially as a sales professional, is programming that subconscious mind to get you to where you want to go. Otherwise, how do you know if you've been successful or if you've failed? How do you know if that week was a win or a loss? We have to get good about that. And so what I used to do is Sunday evening, I would open up my calendar. I would see what appointments and meetings I already had scheduled. And then I would just ask, like, what would be awesome for me to do this week? What would be just awesome for me to accomplish? Oh, set 5 new meetings. Okay, who can I set them with? Call these 10 people, try to get 5 new meetings, right? And now I'm very intentional about my week. I'm no longer lost about what am I supposed to be doing today? I know what to do. I have a plan. Maybe I don't have a detailed plan because like this guy behind me, for those of you listening, I got a framed picture of Mike Tyson and it says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Look, your plan's not going to work, right? Like as soon as you come out, somebody's going to call with an emergency, whatever you had scheduled, the plan's not really going to work. It's just setting the intention for the week because things are going to change all the time. And the other thing I'll tell you is don't fall in love with the plan, fall in love with your goal because there's a million different ways to get to the goal. But that plan is just that one key thing that helps you set the goal and intention for the week. All right. So weekly planning is key. So you know where you're going each week. No, and just listen, if you're not a good planner, I wasn't a good planner. I'm still probably not a good planner compared to a lot of other people. But if you're not a good planner, ask yourself this question. What would make this week a win for me? And like, what can I celebrate? If I did X, I would celebrate that. Put that down. And now that is your mission for the week. You got to go get that X. All right. Okay. So weekly plan, that's number 3. So we got commonality versus rapport, confusing those two. Selling to every client in the same exact way. Listen, we're all different people. We buy differently, sell to them the way they want to buy. Number 3 is they don't have a weekly plan. Number 4 is don't have a process for asking questions. Okay. Some people just show up and they throw up, especially sales professionals. They want to come in, they want to talk about themselves, their company history, their products, their services, how awesome they are. Stop. I'm going to give you a process right now for asking questions. Okay. First one, these are the types of questions you want to ask in an introduction meeting. And I don't care if you're a B2B, B2C, if you're in real estate, or if you're a financial advisor, you want to ask these types of questions. Number 1, they're curiosity questions. I want to know more about you. What's going on in your world? Who are you? Who's your company? What's your goals? We want to know those things. Just be very curious. They're curiosity questions. One of my favorites when I meet with, if I looked somebody up and they've been with the company for 20 years, and let's say they started in the mailroom and now they're the CFO, that's pretty impressive. So one of the curiosity questions I would ask is, hey, tell me about your journey. You started out as a mailroom clerk. You've been here for 20 years. Now you're the CFO. How was that? And I let them talk, and I'm curious because through their conversation, I get to hear what they say, and what I'm listening for are cues to let me know what they believe, what they find valuable. What do they value? What is their belief? Maybe somebody believes in hard work and dedication and loyalty, sticking. There's a lot you're going to learn about that person. So the first type of question is curiosity question. The second type of question is today questions. I want to understand, what is your business like today? So I do a lot of sales training and sales coaching. A little plug for myself. If your team needs something, hey, reach out. I'd love to come in and help you run a meeting or help you open up their minds a little bit. And today questions are huge because we want to understand, are you hitting your numbers today? What does your team look like? Where are some of the holes? What do you love about what you guys are doing? What's a challenge for you right now, right? So that's today questions. I want to know, what do you believe is happening today in your world? Then the second or the third type of question is tomorrow questions, right? So we got curiosity, you got today, then we're going on tomorrow, right? So just follow me here for a second. Today allows us to understand, how are things as they are today? Tomorrow, we want to understand, what did they want them to look like tomorrow, right? So tomorrow questions are, hey, if you had a magic wand and everything was perfect, what would it look like for you? Where are you going? What are your goals? 6 months, 12 months, what is it? We want to understand, what is it that they want to achieve? 90 days. And once we know those, so now we understand something about them through curiosity questions. We understand where they are now. We understand where they want to be. You probably guessed it already. The fourth type of question is stop sign question. Hey, Mr. Customer, you're saying you're here and you want to be here. You're telling me, I actually had a meeting today, and it was a general manager for a pretty nice sized company. And I asked him, I said, well, what percentage of your business is net new business, like brand new business? He said, we're at about 30% net new business. I said, where would you like to be? He said, I'd like to be at 50% net new business. I said, what's stopping you from being there? And what we uncovered was, he doesn't have enough new salespeople on his team. He needs more salespeople. And his current salespeople aren't really focusing on that because they're busy flipping their base. And they've been with him for a long time. They have a huge base. They just don't have time. So we uncovered a problem, right? Like, hey, but now I understand what it is, right? As a sales professional, I understand because I know where he wants to be, which is the 50%. Well, next is, well, what's really stopping you? Well, I don't have the manpower for that, right? So we want to make sure we're asking those questions. Curiosity today, tomorrow, stop sign. And then if you've built rapport, if you've built rapport with them, the fifth type of question you want to ask are personal reward questions. Hey, if you are able to get that, if you get there, what does that mean to you personally? Do you get a bonus? Do you get a raise? Do you get to, claim some trophy? Do you win a prize? Like, what does it mean to you personally? Because everybody has a personal attachment to something that they're doing in business, right? Like Simon Sinek says, it's the why. Find out start with why. Why are they wanting to achieve what this is? What is that going to mean to them personally? And so if you can get that, now you're not trying to help them achieve that goal. You're trying to help them achieve their personal goal. And that's probably the fastest way to build rapport. Okay, so that's number 4. The fifth mistake that people make is they don't validate. So what do I mean by that? I'm not talking about validating parking tickets, all right? What I'm talking about here is picture a group of you and your friends. You're going to a restaurant and everybody's ordering things, right? And the waitress is writing everything down on a notepad. She's doing a great job. What does that waitress do? What's the last thing that waitress do before she takes that order into the kitchen? Well, what she's going to do is she's going to repeat the order back to everybody. Hey, so you got this, you got that, you got this, you got that, right? One of the biggest mistakes I see sales professionals make is they provide a proposal without the client telling them what to propose. I'll repeat that. Or agreeing with what to propose. So, especially in technology world, right? We'll meet with somebody in the tech world. You listen to them. You say, great, I got a solution for you. Come back with a proposal. The proposal may or may not be the solution they want. May or may not be the price they're looking at, right? We don't validate. So what I'm saying is before you give them an official proposal, tell them what you want to propose and ask them how do they feel about it. So it would look something like this. Hey, based on everything you said, I think I can help you out. Here's what I'm recommending we do, right? We're going to put this here. We're going to do this here. Price point is going to be around that. How does that sound, Mr. Customer? And if they say, yes, that sounds great, then guess what? Now you can propose. But if they say, nah, I don't want this here, I want it here. I think the price is too high or the price is too low. I don't know if anybody will ever say that, but price is just right. They'll tell you what to present to them. Just pause and validate, right? Hey, I think this is where, based on my expert opinion, here's where I think is going to be the best solution for you. Here's what I'm recommending. Boom, boom, boom. All right, guys. So those are my 5 mistakes that sales professionals make. Let me repeat them for you. Number 1, confusing commonality for rapport. Don't do it. Don't be that one. By the way, and you want to stand out. Listen, 90% of the salespeople have read the same book back in 1980s that was written back in 1980s that says when you come in, you want to find something you have in common right away. And they're all regurgitating that because the sales manager from 1980 taught the sales manager in 1990, who taught the sales manager in 2000, who taught your sales manager. So stop it, because, that client probably sees 15 salespeople, 20 salespeople a month. And if all of them are trying to find something in common, it's going to be annoying. But if you're the professional one that says, listen, I'm not here to be your friend, I'm here to help you fix a problem, you're going to go way further. Now, this is rubbing some of you the wrong way because I know a lot of us in sales, we want to become friends. And I'm telling you, if you take a look at the percentage of business you get from your friends, it's going to be very little compared to everybody else. So become a professional. People want to buy from professionals and experts, not friends. Number 2 was sell to everyone the same exact way. Figure out your personality styles. Listen, I help with that, right? So we run a Take Flight with DISC assessment. We do a half day, full day, 2-day trainings on exactly that. How do you tell which personality style you are what are your strengths, who you're selling to, how to communicate with them, the do's and don'ts, and all that stuff. If you're interested in that, shoot me an email, eric@thegoalguide.com, and I'll help you out. But this is what we do. We go into organizations, it's me and Julia, and we do these trainings and we transform sales professionals. So stop selling to everyone the same exact way. And if you're giving out 10 proposals per week and only one or two of them are getting signed, you got to take a step back and ask, what am I doing wrong here? Right? Self-evaluate that. There's something you don't know. If 10 people asked you for a proposal and only 2 finally went with it, you're missing a step. We can help you uncover those steps. They don't have a weekly plan. That's number 3. Just plan your week, know where you're going, set the destination, do it Sunday night. You can put up turn on TV, grab a glass of wine, a beer, relax, and just think into your week. Just become a little more intentional than you are right now. What would be great for me to achieve this week? Number 3, they don't have a process for asking questions. We talked to you about that process. We're going to go with, start with curiosity, today, tomorrow, stop sign, and then personal reward questions. Rewind them, write them down, go through this again, practice them. What questions can you ask in those orders? And I guarantee you that'll transform your sales. And the final one is they don't validate. Use the waitress technique before you present anyone with a proposal. Validate it. What does that mean? You reach out to them, say, hey, here's what I'm thinking about presenting to you. How does that sound before I give you an official proposal? If they say it sounds great, it's a great solution, you present it. If they say, I don't, if you hear there's some hesitation, do not move forward with it. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Lead, Sell, Grow the Human Experience podcast. It was my honor to be with you today. Head on over to Facebook, Lead, Sell, Grow the Human Experience Tribe if you're not there yet. And also follow me on LinkedIn, Eric Konovalov. Would love to connect with you and know what you're thinking about these episodes. Hear some of your thoughts and ideas. Thank you. Have an amazing, amazing day.